Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another day of a year of miracles. Today we're on a new section in the workbook. It's section 12, and it's called, What is the Ego? So I'm going to go ahead and read a brief introduction before we get on to our next A Course in Miracles workbook lesson. So this section is about what is the ego. The ego is idolatry, the sign of limited and separated self, born in a body, doomed to suffer and to end its life in death. It is the will that sees the will of God as enemy and takes a form in which it is denied. The ego is the proof that strength is weak and love is fearful. Life is really death. And what opposes God alone is true. The ego is insane. In fear, it stands beyond the everywhere, apart from all, in separation from the infinite. In its insanity, it thinks it has become a victor over God himself. And in its terrible autonomy, it sees the will of God has been destroyed. It dreams of punishment and trembles at the figures in its dreams. Its enemies who seek to murder it before it can ensure its safety by attacking them. The Son of God is egoless. What can he know of madness and of death of God when he abides in him? What can he know of sorrow and of suffering when he lives in eternal joy? What can he know of fear and punishment, of sin and guilt, of hatred and attack, when all there is surrounding him is everlasting peace, forever conflict-free and undisturbed, in deepest silence and tranquility? To know reality is not to see the ego and its thoughts, its works, its acts, its laws and its beliefs, its dreams, its hopes, its plan for its salvation, and the cost belief in it entails. In suffering, the price for faith in it is so immense that crucifixion of the Son of God is offered daily at its darkened shrine, and blood must flow before the altar where its sickly followers prepare to die. Yet, will one lily of forgiveness change the darkness into light, the altar to illusions to the shrine of life itself? And peace will be restored forever to the holy minds which God created as his Son, his dwelling place, his joy, his love, completely his, completely one with him. So that is what this whole section is about, the ego. What is the ego? So now that we've read the introduction, I am going to go ahead to A Course in Miracles workbook lesson number 331, which is our next workbook lesson. And this lesson is, there is no conflict, for my will is yours. How foolish, Father, to believe your Son could cause himself to suffer. Could he make a plan for his damnation and be left without a certain way to his release? You love me, Father. You could never leave me desolate to die within a world of pain and cruelty. How could I think love has left itself? There is no will except the will of God, the will of love. Fear is a dream and has no will that can conflict with yours. Conflict is sleep, and peace, awakening. Death is illusion, life, eternal truth. There is no opposition to your will. There is no conflict, for my will is yours. Forgiveness shows us that God's will is one, and that we share it. Let us look upon the holy sights forgiveness shows today, that we may find the peace of God. Amen. And that's it. That is our lesson for today. There is no conflict, for my will is yours. And what does that mean? It's basically saying that we are all of this one mind. To be in conflict simply means that we have chosen or decided to be separate, which we know in truth is impossible, right? It's just part of the illusion. It's part of the idea, the mad idea, that we could be separate from the thing that we are. It's like saying, I'm going to pretend that I am not one with this love, with this united love that we all share, and I'm going to pretend to be separate today. But it's just pretending, right? Because it's not the truth of who you are. So that's what this lesson is all about. There is no conflict, for my will is yours, right? So if we can see that oneness today, go inside and connect to the truth of who we are, and to just understand that forgiveness shows us that God's will is one. So see if there is some way you can offer forgiveness today in your day to maybe someone you're still holding a grievance against. Maybe there is a little something in there that you can say, today I am going to choose love. I'm going to see this differently. And I'm going to know that I am part of that one mind of God that is all powerful, that one mind of love that we all share, right? So that is our lesson for today. So great to see all of you here on the live feed this morning. Hey, Terry, great to see you here. Good morning, honey. Nice to see you. Hey, Terry. Hi, Pam. Great to see you. Good morning, Peru. Great to see everyone. I have a lot of people on the live feed this morning. That's great. Hey, Cindy. Good morning, Kimberly. Great to see you here. Hey, Jody. Nice to see you. Good morning, everyone. Hey, Alicia. Great to see you here this morning. Hey, Barb. Hi, Laura. Michael. Great to see you, Michael. Hey, Carrie. Great to see you this morning. Good morning, Nell. Oh my gosh. Hey, Rick. Nice to see you too. Good morning, Sarah. Great to see you too. Hey, Michael. Good to see you. Hey, Carrie. Oh, you don't have sound. Oh, interesting. And you don't either, Kimberly. I wonder why. Everything seems to be connected on my end, so hopefully it'll come back to you. Good morning, everyone. Wonderful to know there is something besides the nightmare of the ego, that the opposite of fear exists, and who we are actually. That's right. Forgiveness is our only function. So Vera shared something on the private Facebook group, or maybe it was on the live feed from the other day, of a poster that she saw in her gym, which I thought was awesome. And that was a great share. It was all about forgiveness, and how appropriate, right? Because today's lesson, of course, is all about forgiveness. So, hey, Terry. Oh, you are welcome. Thanks for joining this morning. Because I think sometimes we get pulled into the idea that we could be something separate than what we are, right? But when we quiet our mind and we just acknowledge the truth of who we are, we realize how powerful we are. I think we get pulled into the ego when we start feeling like we're small, right? That we are powerless, and that maybe we're the victim of the world we see, right? And that's when our ego grabs hold of us and says, be afraid, you're a victim, everyone's out to get you. But when you stand in your power and you realize, I am the Son of God, I am one mind with everybody, right? I'm connected with all of my brothers. There's no reason to be afraid and feel like you're being attacked, because how could you attack yourself? Not possible, right? So good morning, Berendra. Great to see you here this morning. Hey, Linda. Nice to see you on the live feed this morning. You're welcome, Glory. Great to see you here on the live feed too. So I'm not sure what you have on your agenda for today. If some of you might be getting ready for the Thanksgiving holiday here in the States, and maybe you've got some time to think about forgiveness, to think about gratitude, all of these things that kind of bubble up during the holidays here. But this is a great lesson to bring with you into your day and realize that there's no conflict, right? So while you're scurrying about, and if you start feeling a little bit overwhelmed, just bring it back a little bit and realize there's no conflict, right? And see the oneness in all of your brothers today when you're out and about doing whatever you're doing. If you're at work, running errands, maybe you're at home, right? Quiet your mind, connect to that place of love and peace and oneness that we all share. And it's great sharing these mornings with you here this morning. And I look forward to our next lesson tomorrow morning. So please jump on the live feed and join me tomorrow morning for our next live A Course in Miracles workbook lesson. Until then, have a great day, everyone, and thank you so much for joining me on this journey and with these lessons every day. It really is such a pleasure to see you on the live feed every morning and sharing this journey with you. So thank you. I appreciate it. I'm very grateful for all of you. So have a great day. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you tomorrow with our next live A Course in Miracles workbook lesson. Until then, bye guys.